Actually, I want to talk to the women out there about the way they communicate in the workplace, because we tend to apologize 10 times more than a man, right? And we tend to use non-power language.
Did you push record?
Thanks so much for tuning into our second act with Paige and Silka. Today's our expert segment day, and I'm so happy that Joni Caldwell Lerner is staying over for another segment on a topic that we've been spending quite some time on lately, and that is emotional availability and emotional intelligence. Joni, thank you so much for joining me again.
Absolutely. Very excited to be here.
A quick introduction. Joni is a transition specialist, and she helps in particular women and men, but I think you specialize in primarily women, right? We have quite a bit of a male audience here, so I think this is great for both to hear. But she specializes in helping people discover, or transition into their best part of life, especially after midlife. And she is the host and creator of Spiritual Aliveness with Joni, and I'll link to your wonderful podcast.
Thank you.
Well, for today's topic, one of the things that you do as a transition specialist is emotional intelligence and the workplace. Tell me about that. And it's a kind of a buzzword topic that's so important, especially in this climate.
Absolutely. Well, we've done workshops. I have, several workshops regarding the workplace itself. And there's a trend toward culture change in the workplace. They actually want culture change, but when it comes down to actually changing the culture, that means they've got to show up and really raise their emotional intelligence. And what I mean by that is that they have to be able to read people. They have to be able to communicate with people. They have to be able to empathize with people and really understand, how does each person, let's say you have a team, how does each person communicate best? How do I, let them know what I need and inspire them to do their best.
Let me ask you something real, or maybe we should clarify, because I've been doing so many talks on this that I know at this point what emotional intelligence is, but some people listening may not, as I didn't before I started this, because we covered it before, as it relates to relationships and how emotional intelligence just makes your romantic relationships better. But I love this workplace angle, especially as we said in this climate where how men and women interact is so touchy.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. You're totally right. Well, the IQ is, the intelligence quotient, right? You can have an IQ that's 175 and have a really low EQ, meaning emotional intelligence quotient. So that means, again, their ability to communicate, their ability to feel, the ability to understand what another person is going through, and that kind of thing. And in the workplace, let's say men in management positions, for example, they may judge or not understand that women communicate differently. And actually, I want to talk to the women out there about the way they communicate in the workplace, because we tend to apologize 10 times more than a man, right? And we tend to use non-power language. So, a man will say, I'm certain that blah, 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 and this is how it should go. And women go, well, I'm thinking that maybe sort of kind of, that kind of thing. And now this is not all women in the workplace. I work with powerful women, mostly in the movie industry right now, that are really, really great at being able to communicate in a powerful way, but they still have work to do on the emotional, the EQ.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The thing that I most encourage, if they're managing, is to really set their intention with how they're managing. What's the intention for what they're going to produce? What's the intention for the meeting? And then how are they going to get there?
Yeah. What do you see a difference in younger women versus people, women our age, especially as we're aging out of the workforce?
Well, there's definitely a difference between, say, the baby boomers, which is, that's you and I, and the millennials are the younger workforce, they're very concerned with getting feedback from their superiors, and this is very important. They want to know how they're doing, and our group, it's like, here's what I want, here's what I did, da, 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 boom, provide it. And they're saying, but so you can actually Google how to manage millennials. I mean, there's article after article written about this, and you can. They're really a powerful, creative force to be harnessed, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but to really embellish, your company. I think having the really wise and well-seasoned worker in there as well. If you could get them communicating with each other and being willing to, being open to, maybe they've got something to teach me, whether it's young or old. Maybe they've got something that I don't know, and that's a synergy. That's really powerful.
Well, and there's a lot of people, that we've done lots of programming on recreating life after 50, or women that get divorced after 25, we've been there, or trying to get back into the workforce, maybe for the first time, and just everything they need to be aware of out there. And communication is, it's huge. And so that's where this emotional intelligence
Yes, yes. And I would say to my people, my women out there, I was married for 29 years, and I ran his businesses and I took care of the children, and I did, so I never developed my own career, really. I never really developed what I need to. So I'm coming into the workplace almost 60 years old going, what do I got that's different? And why do I think that I can, do whatever? They've had 20 years they're doing marketing funnels and all kinds. And I'm like, and you know what? Here's what I would say to my people out there. There's no other you. There's no other voice. You are a unique voice on the planet. You have a unique gift to give. Whether it's, deciding to go to Starbucks and, serve coffee, or whether it's starting your own business, or whether it's retiring, you have a unique voice and you ripple out. You throw that stone in the pond and it ripples out. So really believe in yourself and stop the mind chatter. That's what you really need to do. Just focus, find a meditation, find, some way to stop the chatter and focus in your body and really ground and believe in yourself.
Yeah. Well, and you help people with that. You do it one-on-one, and you have the workshops. So I'll make sure that we link to the workshops and of course to your information. Well, Joni, as we bring this segment to a close, then what would be some words of wisdom and encouragement that you can give, particularly women who are our age and out there in the workforce or trying to get back in?
I would say find something that you're passionate about. Find something that really, matters to you. That when you wake up in the morning, it's like, yes, I get to go to work. Or yes, this is something that is making a difference. That yes, when I look back on my deathbed, I don't go, gee, I wish I would have gone, to work for another hour every day. But no, I made a difference. So how do we do that? How do we really take our uniqueness and our talents and put them in the world? And just believe in yourself. It's a magical time. And if you're not there yet, that's okay. You can get there. You'll find your path.
I know you have a wonderful way of helping people find themselves and find their purpose. So again, I will link to all your information. I so look forward to having you back on Our Second Act with Paige and Silka. See you next time.
Thank you so much. You're awesome.
For more videos on living your life to the fullest after 50, please visit our website, secondact.tv. And if you haven't already done so, be sure to subscribe to our channel. The button is right here. See you next time.